Alright, what is up YouTube? Welcome back to another Warframe showcase video. Today we're going to be covering Mirage. She is really fun Warframe. Highly recommend you pick her up. I'm going to be using Mirage Prime. Obviously the theme I have for this one is a Kuva Grenier theme thing. So yeah, hope you like the aesthetics. And what was I going to say? If you do want to get her, you get her off. I forget the name of the quest, but you get it when you are by Eris and Sedna. So one of those quests that you can unlock through there. So I get her. Really fun quest. Really fun Warframe. Base Warframe is fun. Strong. Prime is even better. So yeah, we're gonna go into what she does. Essentially, by the way, she's just like she's good for weapons, like buffing them and stuff. Really strong. Anyways, let's get into the showcase. Um, as you can see, I got nothing on here. I have form on her like twice. So yeah. Anyways, comparing the base Warframe to the Prime, where is she? Right here. So her health stays the same at 200 base. Her shield goes up from 200 to 310, so she gains more shield. Her armor goes up from 105 to 185. Her energy is at 175, sprint speed of 1.2. 1.2 is what my bad. And she's on the faster side of Warframes. But that all ties into her passive, which we're gonna go over right now. So Mirage has a passive that allows her slide to go 85% longer, and she is able to do any sort of like parkour maneuvers faster. So she's able to roll faster, she's able to bullet jump faster. She can do all that like just faster, like any sort of like acrobatic thing you can do. Um, that's what she can do. Going over her first ability. First ability, Hall of Mirrors. She projects 4 clones of herself. The thing you gotta remember with this one, if you haven't picked her up or if you're unfamiliar with the kit, um, the it only 2 of them shoot. Like you shoot, so you're the center. Then two of your doppelgangers shoot, and I think they'll deal like a little bit reduced damage compared to what you do, but they're still really strong. If you want to get the most out of this ability, highly recommend you mod for duration. I don't know if strength affects them, but maybe a little bit of strength. And yeah, that's pretty much what that is. I'll show you all what that looks like in a bit. I'm going over sleight of hand. What sleight of hand does is you booby trap like containers. You can trick cameras and turrets into targeting enemies. And not only that, you drop these jewels that are on the ground. And what happens is, if an enemy touches them, if they're in the dark, if I'm not mistaken, they get blinded. And if they're in the light and an enemy touches them while they're in the light, they explode. Um, and you can also booby trap console, so it's a good way of stopping enemies from hitting the alarm. Does it always work? Not for me. I find it easier to just use augment with this, which I will touch upon later. And yeah, that's pretty much that ability. You just you turn everything into like a trap for the enemies for a set duration, which is what you want to mod for. Duration and range is what you want to mod for to get the most of this one. Um, okay, then going into the third ability. Third ability, it's changed. It used to be to where you hit it once, and if you are in the dark, you're harder to detect, and if you're in the light, you do more damage. But I guess they've merged them into one. So now you have 2 functions with Eclipse. And for those of you who are former Mirage mains that don't know this, or if you're picking her up, you gotta remember this is crucial. If you tap the third ability, you tap your 3 or circle or B, um, with your ability slot. You know how that works. Tapping it will reduce damage. You gotta press and hold it to increase the amount of damage your weapon does. And a lot of this is based, and if you want to get the most out of it, you want to mod for strength and duration. And it does buff up the damage you do on your weapon, so it'll also affect your Hall of Mirrors. Also, I forgot to mention with sleight of hand. If you cast it with the columns, if you cast it with Hollow Mirrors, you will spawn like more smaller jewels, but those still, I think they'll do a little bit less damage, but still good way to distract enemies. Um, yeah. Anyways, with Eclipse, that's just like what you're gonna be keeping up a lot of time just to buff your weapons. And I believe a lot of it changes, like the amount of damage you deal changes on whether you're in the light or dark. And I think it's like it still has the same functionality. So like, if you're in the light, you'll deal more damage, and if you're in the dark, you'll deal less damage. Like you still buff your weapons, right? But it'll depend. Like the buff will depend on the lighting, and the damage you'll take less damage if you're in the shadows, and that damage reduction will be a lot less if you're in the light. It's a weird thing. I have to. We'll see right now when we do a live demonstration, but that's what it is. And Prism is what you've been seeing, like with the camera here. Have you been paying attention to that? Essentially, she conjures up a little ball. She throws at enemies, and we call it a disco ball. So essentially, like it'll shoot out all these lasers, targeting enemies. It deals radiation damage, by the way, and it can really mess up a lot of enemies. It is a channeled ability, and it is also on a cooldown. So if you have a lot of energy, it'll go down on cool. It'll cool down. Oh my god, what am I saying? Sorry, I just woke up. Um, it'll be on a cooldown, and then once the time runs out, it'll explode, and it'll blind any enemies within a certain range. Another fun thing about this ability is you can make it bounce off walls and stuff. So if you're good with like angles, or you know how you want to hit a certain map, you want to get the most out of it, the most amount of kills and the most amount of damage, you can just have that bounce off walls. If you want to keep it contained within a certain area, you can just, you know how to like mess with it, right? And yeah, that's pretty much what her kit does. I'm gonna show you what her abilities do individually, how they look like, and then we're gonna go into live. We're gonna mod her for like beginners and intermediate players, and then we're gonna go into a live demonstration. So here is where the actual showcase begins. And once again, I'm gonna be using the Kuva Brahma, the stub, and this one. By the way, if you see my character like moving weird, like watch. I've been having this issue with my controller, but I blame GTA because I go AFK sometimes. I'm tapping it. I'm not even like, no, I just have my thumb on the stick and it's doing this. So just keep that in mind. It's a little bit of a drift. Just not doing it anymore for now. Well, it'll do it sometimes, but yeah. What are we gonna start with here? Okay, so let's go here. We'll keep the corrupted. We will drop them off to level 30. Okay, so I want you all to see something real quick. So this, oh god, this is just with me shooting. You activate the Hollow Mirrors, which is the first ability. You do this. You project 4 clones of yourself, and it's always the first two that are gonna be shooting at you. So I go here, they fire. I go here, they fire. If I'm facing this way, I will shoot through this one, and the other two will fire. Wait, what? Oh, I guess these two fire. That's weird. I've never seen that. And if you want to know what that looks like with enemies, I'm just gonna fire this. Oh god. And then firing with this. Yeah. That's pretty much all it is. Like I said, if you want to get the most out of this one, you're gonna want to mod for duration. I do not know if strength affects it, but yeah. Let's see. So I'm gonna Throw my second down. So you cast a little bar right there. Enemies who touch it, like I said, in the day, not in the day, when it's in light, it'll explode. And enemies who touch it and it's like in a dark place, they'll get blinded. And yeah, it doesn't look like much for now, but in another mission we'll see. Well, I'll show you what's up. Um, maybe because I'm gonna use the augment on mine. Now the good thing about this ability is, like I said, you can trick cameras, you can activate laser barriers. It's really fun when the corpus, because you can make them hit their own laser traps and they can't move because they're like falling in and out. It's hilarious. Um, it has its uses. It's pretty cool. I like it. Now going over the third ability. So once again, you tap it. We're at 75%. Oh, I guess it doesn't affect it. No. There used to be an interact. I guess I'm used to the old one, because when you're like this, you're harder to detect. Okay. So yeah, because I'm used to that, like messing with the lighting and the map and stuff. Okay. So you have 75% reduction at base. And then if I... Okay, so I want you to watch this. I'm going to aim for these kids back here. Look at the damage. 10,000, 8,000. Okay. I'm going to hold it. Now my weapon deals 200% more damage. 21,000, 6,000. Yeah, they're all gone. And it's just in holding it and tapping it. So you got to remember that dual functionality with this. Well, usually how you want to do it is you want to be able to, let's say, cast your hollow mirrors, hold it, and then just fire. There's a lot of damage going out. It's really good. It's really strong. Let me go reset this. And then let me simulate them again. And just to give you a heads up, this is what your fourth ability looks like. It's gonna like nuke everyone, which is something she's good for. She's good for nuking. Like even the augment to her second can be just dirty. I didn't even show you the full extent of the ability. Damn. Okay, let me go over here. So you saw it do the damage to the enemies, and then let me show you what happens when you just let it go. Just over here. So it's on a cooldown. It's gonna bounce off the wall, I think. Yeah, you see it bounces, and that explosion right there blinds enemies. And just to show off a little bit of the like what you can do with it. Let's say you got enemies coming in this way. I'm gonna hit them. Just throw it in, and it always goes wherever you're aiming. So, yeah, it can bounce off walls. It's good for a lot of things. I have I enjoy this because it's very useful, especially because as you increase the strength and the duration, I know that it's really good. The only thing range helps out is how far the lasers go up, but everything else is pretty good. So now, how would I, as a new player, or someone who's picking up Mirage for the first time, or someone who's looking for a better build, how would I want to mod Mirage? So based on everything that I've known, everything that I've seen, I am going to want to go for duration. So let's start off with the basics. Once again, I want to get some disclaimers out there. If you don't have a prime mod, keep your Alpha Brocketeer. He usually comes with prime mods every week. If I use a corrupted mod and you don't see that, and you don't have it, you need to join a clan, but what you will have to do is join a clan, get the corrupted hollow key. I think there's 4 of them, and then you gotta construct them. And I think you can only take one at a time and go to demos and farm the demo vaults. You can get things like transient fortitude, overextended, narrow-minded is another one. You can get mods like that, and yeah. And what else? If I use any sort of set mods, you can usually farm them of Cetus, Deimos, and Fortuna. There's another set mods that I use, but those are more towards the late game stuff. Like once you get through New War and everything, you'll start getting more of those set mods. Just keep that in mind, okay? And I think that covers everything else. This isn't like a meta loadout. I'm not giving you something to like. Um, I'm not giving you something to say like, oh, this is how you're gonna want to run it. No, if you, I don't believe in meta. If you wanna do something that's better, you wanna try building your way, by all means. This is sort of like a template for beginners, okay? It's meant for beginners, but also if you haven't played the Warframe or if you are looking for a build to kind of base your stuff off, you wanna like go off that. This is what that's for. Anyways, let's get on to the build portion of this video. So we're gonna go on continuity for duration. We're gonna go on a flow. We're gonna want to go with flow for energy. Um, I am gonna go with vigor. I talk a lot about this mod and I love it, so I'm gonna go with that for the survival stuff. Um, what else is here? This is gonna be one of those late game set mods that you can get past after New War, so I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, just a little bit of strength. Let's see what else. So we got our survivability mods, we got continuity, we got, okay, let's throw on some more. I want a little bit of range for my second ability. Ooh, this is a good one too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Throw this on for more duration. Throw this on for some range. What else? What else is it at? For more range. And then we'll throw on something for a little bit more strength. And I'll show you how they scale off right now. If I can just find the mod that I'm looking for. Aha. And then as far as this goes, oh, let me take this off. Okay, augments. Oh god, I'm gonna go with energy siphon for this. This basically replenishes. You build energy with time. So basically, this is for you and your squad. If you don't know where to get these, you get them at Nora's Nightwave. So just keep that in mind. And then now, and then, mm, yeah. What happens if I do this? Yeah, we can go with that. So it's a little bit, you have a little bit of duration, more range, a little bit of strength. And yeah, this is generally what you'd want to start with, like as a beginner. To kind of, like I said, to touch up on why. This is for more energy, for more duration. These two, augur message and perm continuity are for duration. Vigor is your survivability stuff. You can, if you need more survivability, you can throw on like armored agility, or go on health or shield, whatever you feel comfortable with. These two are for range to get more reach with your second ability and for your fourth. And then the strength is for how much damage you deal with your fourth and how much damage your second ability deals and how much damage is increased on your third ability. So yeah, I do have this. Oh, give me 1 second. I'll throw some power drift. There you go. Power drift is to resist knockdown and to resist knockdown and to and increases strength. So here you go. You're gonna see this, the duration is a lot longer. 37 seconds. Keep in mind these are like level 90 enemies. Another thing you need to keep in mind, when you melee, they all melee at the same time. So, yeah, if you get close to someone with Mirage, and you have like good, if you want to go for like a melee build for Mirage, yeah, every single doppelganger melees. I forgot to mention that. Let me show that off actually real quick. So you can see what's up. So I'm over here, right? Everyone around me is getting hit. Really good stuff. Huge fan of Mirage. She's really fun. Okay, second ability. It just has more range and more duration. I'm gonna show it off. It won't do anything right now, but we'll see what's up. We'll see what mission we'll do right now. Is it blinded? Yeah. Okay, and then tapping your third ability. This is just tapping it. Now I have 90% damage reduction, and it lasts for 35 seconds. Most of the abilities are on a similar cooldown, so just keep that in mind. And then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna hold it. So now we have 360% more weapon damage. Let me show you what that looks like right now, like with my bow. Okay, so keep this in mind, right? Ooh. Go here, fire. 5,000, 2,000, 5,000. Yeah, okay, so that's what that looks like. Okay, so now we're gonna hold it. 360% more damage. 10,000, 12,000, 20,000. That's less. 10, yeah, there you go. 10,000, 2,000, 239,000. Jesus Christ. 39,000. Yeah, it's big numbers over here. And then, like I said, energy, yeah, we're good. The way you want to put this up is, let's say you hit your third, you hit your first. So now your doppelgangers deal just as much damage as you. And sploosh. And yeah, really good at nuking. I don't know if the sleight of hand will be affected by the damage increase, to be honest. And then what else? Let's show off the fourth ability. So I'm gonna just launch it right over here, straight ahead. It's messing everything up, and it deals consistent damage. Like really messes enemies up. And you pop it and it'll blind people. Yeah. I want to check something out. Okay, so I'll fire this. 900, 1,200, 410. Okay. So I've always never known this and I just want to check it out. Essentially, I have in my head that in this idea that your third affects the damage that your fourth does. I've never been sure about it, but right now I'm gonna just take advantage and experiment with it. So I'm gonna increase weapon damage. The most I saw was 1,200 and 410 and stuff like that. So let's see what happens. It does. I'm seeing a lot bigger numbers. Jesus Christ, bigger numbers. 4,000. Jesus Christ. Okay, cool. So that's another thing you want to know. We just learned something. Cool. I've always thought it does because it felt like it, but now I know for sure. Um, and you all learned this too. So if you want to get more damage out of your fourth ability, um, make sure you press and hold your third ability, increase the weapon damage, and then launch your third. If you do it with Hollow Mirage, you're not gonna launch any other. It's just you that launches it. Hollow Mirage is also good for drawing fire away from you. It's a good survivability thing. That's why when you see a lot of Mirage players, they have this up, especially like high level missions. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this part of the video. We're gonna go into the live demonstration. I'm gonna show you all my build, and yeah, we'll be back here in a bit. Peace. All right, and we are back here with Mirage. By the way, if y'all haven't like really taken a look at this, I like it. All these noggles and stuff. Damn. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna go over my build. Sorry, I forgot what I was gonna do here. So this is my build. This is what I'm running: energy siphon, power drift, energy for energy, just passive energy, power drift for strength and knockdown resistance, Naira hatred for duration and health, transient fortitude for strength and strength, Omron intensify for strength, vitality for health, running flow for energy, overextended for range. This is the augment for the second, which I'll let you read that. It is super useful because you can absolutely just nuke things. I'm running stretch for more range. This is what it looks like. No, I'm running like less duration because I don't really need it that much. I don't mind spamming the abilities. If you don't like this, if you don't like spamming your sleight of hand, you can go for a total eclipse build, which any ally close to you will receive the buff. So there's that. On top of that, I'm running molt augmented to bring it up to 24% strength, which will get me close to the 80 or like 180 190% strength. And I'm running multi-efficiency so that I get a little bit more duration. So the duration hasn't changed that much from what the base was. So yeah. And once again, I'm running this. And I am adding carrier. By the way, if you want to run with any explosive weapon, I shouldn't say this, but run carrier, because carrier will convert any sort of secondary pickup into ammunition for your explosive weapons, and you won't ever run out of ammo for them. So yeah, I mean you can, but that's very hard to do. And yeah, let's go into a mission. I'm not gonna do a cut here. I'm just gonna go right into it. We need to figure out what we want to do. Well, let's check if there's anything here to do with yes, there is.
All gone, all mine. Yes.
Do I want to do this though? Yes. Yeah, I do. We'll do these for a couple rounds. Why not? We'll see what's up. We'll make it public. Now this is low level and stuff, so just keep that in mind. But I want to show you all like the nuking potential of the second ability with Mirage. And I tend to run this ability too because I run a lot of what is it? I run a lot of the what is that mode called? Mm, Sanctuary Onslaught. That's what I run a lot of. So if I want to like really just rank things up real quick, I'll go to that. I'll use Mirage. Right now I need to rank up the Daiku Prime because I just built it, but I'm gonna do that later on. Um, what we're gonna do? Defense. We'll do just 2 rounds, so 6 rounds. Trust me, it's gonna be worth it. I'm gonna throw in a random one. Ooh, yeah, I'll go with this.
Our position has been compromised. Defend the cargo until reinforcements arrive.
Okay, I just made a closed chat so no one can hear me because I don't like people hear me. So if it sounds weird, my bad. I was AFK real quick.
Move and strike. We have to win this.
Eventually, what you want to do with her almost always is just keep your first up. If anything, just keep it up so you can have more, do more damage. And if you have the energy, you can just keep your first and your third up a lot, just so you can constantly just deal more damage overall. Feels good. You want that. Damn, something's going off. I think we're good. That's the first wave done. Now do that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let it go off for a bit. Cast it again. See how like outlines these? And just like the massive range, I cover the whole map. Yep, there you go. And the thing with mode augmented, the more kills I get, the more my the more my damage goes up for my third. That's what I like about mode augmented. Yeah. I'm telling you, this freaking augment is sick. I don't have this. I do need more forma though. I'll get this. I recently sold a lot of my almost all of my prime parts for Barocketeer for TennoCon. So I have like nothing left. Promise not to nuke anything till I get 10, which by the way, that's like a gentleman's rule for y'all. If you're using Mirage and you want to nuke everything, or if you're using a Banshee at a low level defense like this, just wait till everyone has like 10 and then start nuking everything. I'm at 9. I haven't shown off the 4th much because saying it's not necessary, it's just there's no point to it. At least right now. Like if it was a different defense, yeah, totally, but
Finish your mission
right
to
now that we
bring the
all
leases
have
home.
10, let's do this. But it only goes, but the second ability with the augment only goes off with enemies that already have dropped like ammo and stuff, like the loot. The booby traps the loot. It's basically what it does. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's pretty much all that there is to it. She's a really fun Warframe, believe me. I know I made it seem boring, but I really wanted to show off this augment. If you want it, just you want to like understand how to cycle her abilities. You want to hold your third for the damage increase, cast your first, and just keep that in a loop. If you want to run the augment for the second ability, you can just mod for more range to cover more ground, and just keep that. I won't say keep spamming it, but um, keep it up as much as you can. And then
We're done here.
if
The
you're running
extraction
with the
team will
augment
take
again,
over
you
from
can
here.
just
Time's
use
running
your
out.
fourth ability to get some kills. Once you get the kills, spam your second and just let it do its work. It's really fun Warframe, believe me. Like I know, like I made it seem like really easy, but like trust me, when you have a good build, you have a good weapon. I like using the Cobra Brahma with this one because I've always liked it. It's fun, even like before it became like meta, like back then when AOE was like a thing. I loved it even like before, so a lot of fun with it. Highly recommend you check her out. She's a really fun Warframe. Just to give you all a rundown of what quest I was talking about and where you can get her. Go to quests, Warframe quests. You can get her by doing this one, hidden messages. That's how you get her base parts. Anyways, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you made it this far in the video and you liked what you saw, feel free to leave a like, comment. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. We're like right there, like at the very. We're at like 59 out of 100. So I mean, we've made progress. Because when I started the year, I was like at 27 subscribers. So things are going well, slowly. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you have a good day. Um, be safe and yeah, have a good week. Catch you all later. Peace.